Hello, so welcome to the next square of the 50 stitches crochet along, and this week we're making the crocodile stitch, and the crocodile stitch makes this absolutely gorgeous 3D effect pattern here. I mean, just look at those. So for this stitch we're going to use a 3.5mm hook, and we're going to start by chaining 31. Then in the third chain from your hook you're going to make a single crochet and single crochet all the way across. Remember that turning chain counts as your first stitch, so you'll have 30 stitches in total. Okay, so then start row 2, you're going to turn, chain 1 and make the alternate turning chain. Okay, remember that counts as your first stitch. Pop a stitch marker in there. And then in the next 2 stitches we're going to make a half double crochet. Okay, so for this row we're going to make the grid that we're going to put our crocodile stitches on. Okay, so we're going to skip the next chain, skip the next stitch, and then in the next stitch after that you're going to make 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, then we're going to chain 2, skip 2 and 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, so for the rest of this row, until we have 4 stitches left, you're going to chain 2, skip 2, 2 double crochet. So I'm going to carry on with that, and I'll see you at the end of the row. At the end of the row I've got the last 4 stitches left. You can see I've got that nice grid. Chain 2, skip 2, 2 double crochet. Apart from the very first one, which is just a chain 1 and skip 1. The rest is chain 2, skip 2, 2 double crochet in each stitch. So I've got my last set of double crochet. I've got 4 stitches left. I'm going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and in the last 3 stitches make a half double crochet. 2, and that last one's going to be in the top of that turning chain. And here we go. So now we're going to turn, chain 1 and single crochet in the first stitch. Just mark that. And then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. One and last one in there. Now we're going to start our first scales. Okay. So to do that, we're going to make it through the middle of your 2 double crochet. So we're going to have 5 stitches down one side, then we're going to turn and do another 5 stitches up the side of this post. So get in between that post and make a double crochet. And you're going to make another 4 all round that post. I find it easier if you turn everything on your side to make this. And you just put 5 double crochet, one after the other, around that post. 4 and 5. Now before we turn, I suggest you do your yarn over. And then turn it round so the 5 crochet, double crochet you've just done are now at the top. And you've got the second double crochet here at the bottom. And then you're going to force your hook through the middle again. This can feel like you're really forcing it, but it does go. And after this first double crochet it gets easier. My hook's coming loose there. And after that first double crochet we do another 4 all around that same post. 2, 3, and 4. So including that first one, that gives me 5. If I straighten that out, there's my first scale. And that is the crocodile stitch. It's 5 double crochet down the side of one post, and then 5 double crochet going up the side of the first. So I just recommend that before you turn, you do your yarn over, otherwise you can end up with quite a big gap down here at the bottom. So to go into the next stitch, we're going to skip the next set of 2 posts, and then we'll do another crocodile stitch around here. So 5 double crochet around one post, 3, 4, and 5. Then yarn over before you turn and get round that second post. This first stitch can be tricky, but it all does go. And then another 4 double crochet in that post. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there we go. So I'm going to carry that on. So you're going to do another 2 crocodile stitches in this row. So you skip the next set post, and then crocodile stitch around this set, skip this set, and then crocodile stitch in this set. Okay, and that'll leave you with one set of posts. So I'm going to do the next 2 stitches, and I shall see you when I get there. Okay, so I'm at the end of the row, and I've done 4 scales. To finish off, we're going to skip these 2 posts completely, and in the last 3 stitches of the row we single crochet. 2, and single crochet in the last stitch. And you're going to turn, chain 1, and make the alternate turning chain in the first stitch. So for colour changes, I wait until the next row to start my colour change. I'll show you why in a second. Okay, and you're going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So in this row we need to make our next grid for our next set of scales. Okay, so when we've done our half double crochet, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to make 2 double crochet through the middle of those 2 double crochet with skips there. You go through them and through the other side, so you're on the side of the last scale that you did, and make, oops, you make 2 double crochet through the same place. So through the middle of the last set of 2 rows below, and come out on the other side of your scale. Chain 2, and make your next 2 double crochet through the middle of the scale. You see there? And we're going to come out through the middle of the scale that we made and make 2 double crochet, both through the middle. Chain 2, and your next 2 will go through the middle of those 2 posts that we skipped, and you'll come out between your scales. So you're wrapping those 2 double crochet around, and this is why I don't change colour in this row, because, so I should turn over, you can see how they're wrapping around the scales, so that colour change could peep through there, and so you can see the change in colour. So I wait until I start the next row of scales before changing colour. Okay, and we're going to carry on like this through the row. Chain 2, so the next 2 double crochet go through the middle of the scale, chain 2, and 2 double crochet through those posts and through the middle of the scales at the other side. I'm going to carry on with that, and I shall see you when I get to my last set of double crochet through the middle of that last scale. So then I'm going to chain one, and then in the last 3 stitches of the row I'm going to make half double crochets. 1, 2, okay, and in this last double crochet, half double crochet, I'm going to change colour, and I'm going to bring in my peach. There it is. Oops. And pull that through. And I'm going to turn, chain one, and single crochet in that first stitch, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches as well. Move my stitch marker up into that first stitch and single crochet. So for the second set of scales, you're now going to chain 3. You're going to skip this first set of posts, and we're going to make our next scale in this one so that it sits between the scales of the row below. And we do it in exactly the same way as we did for the last ones. 5 double crochet around the post, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, big long yarn blob there. And then yarn over, turn, and get around that post there. It's an awkward first stitch, I know. And then carry on around that stitch. You can see how it sits between those scales. And then you carry on exactly the same as you did the row before. Skip the next set of posts, scale in this one, skip the next, scale in this one, skip the next, and your last scale will be around these 2 double crochet here. Okay, so once you've done that scale, you make 3 single crochet in the last stitch. You'll only ever do a chain 3 at the beginning of the row when you're skipping that first set of double crochet posts. You don't need to do any at the end. There's enough space from the size of your scale that you don't need to do that at the end of the row. Okay, and then you just carry on up the square. So if I just go back to the original square, so you're going to have 11 rows of scales in total. Each row of scales has 4 scales in it. Okay, so that gives you 24 rows in total. So you're going to finish on a row of scales. So for the border, the bottom is just a single crochet in each stitch across. The top, you're going to make a single crochet in each stitch except for the 2 double crochet. You'll make your single crochet between those posts. So each set of 2 double crochet counts as 1 stitch. So your single crochet goes in between them. Okay. For the sides, you're going to make a single crochet in each row except for rows 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 and 24. In each of those rows you make 2 single crochet. Then you add your extra stitch in the corners for the turn, and that is the crocodile stitch. So I hope you enjoy. As always, if you have any questions, please do come to the Facebook group. There is a dedicated post for this stitch, so you can ask any questions there. And come and show us your finished squares. I'd love to see how you get on with this. So that's it from me for this week, and I shall see you next time for the next stitch. Bye for now.